Lamp, flippers, flippers, flippers. Oh no, bomb. Okay, that's good. Ooh, hey, we're off.
We are underway.
We don't have to filter. Hey, 3 bombs. We'll start in the same spot. Not wanting to find out where Sanctuary is. Pikapals has obviously an idea, I guess, on item farming, or he's going to go, I guess, straight to Kakariko. Doesn't want to gamble on where Kakariko is.
Yeah, and
or where he spawned in Sanctuary.
And he wants to find out where Sank is. And it's in the woods.
Much closer. Okay, so it looks like he's taking notes on what our pendants. It looks like we've got 2 Light World dungeons as pendants. That's a little unfortunate. It's always nice to see the triple Light World crystals.
Neither one of them is even green.
Oh, nice. See, that actually made sense. They even put in right away to go to Sanctuary because you have 3 bombs. So
that is a clever play, and that has paid off for him pretty early.
Wow, that's gonna lead to some big route divergences. Finding the hammer early. Andy will, I assume, eventually stumble upon that fairly soon.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too long before either of them comes on what the other one found.
There's some money. Very, very easy idea to grab that. So we'll see what pays off. Unless Pikapals just forgets the forest exists, he'll stumble upon escape fairly shortly. There's gloves. So these guys will have early access to Dark World if they can find the Moon Pearl.
Yeah.
Like if Moon Pearl's in the Kakariko area, then it's go.
So to answer chat, was that hole guaranteed to be sewers because it was right below Sank? Yes, it was. We're still in simple entrance shuffle, so all the drops are still paired with the entrances.
I don't think that changes even in full. I know that entrances and exits that's like madness where you can start getting like, oh, this thing and this thing are completely different areas, even though they're technically connected.
Yeah, I won't comment on that yet because I haven't played a full shuffle myself.
From what I've been told,
and the book.
Full shuffle shuffles old dungeons and 2 entrance areas together as one like grouping. And simple so dungeons are basically just added into that. So you can find dungeons in like you'll get like, it's theoretically possible of every single dungeon on Death Mountain. Light and Dark Death Mountain.
That's right.
Enough exits. That's pretty much what full becomes. It's a bit more complicated than that, but it becomes Death Mountain is now Dungeon Land. Oh, we found Sit Kid, but no bottles.
Yeah, and one other thing we did see is that underneath the lumberjack tree is the Quake medallion. So, depending on this how this plays out, they might know pretty early they need to beat a Ganem to open up that lumberjack cave.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a reason to have to fight Ganem. I mean, we'll find out where Hyrule Castle is. There's only 3 spots it can be.
Yeah, it's certainly nicer to have it go this way where it's clearer.
That's really lucky for them to find. Oh, there's Sword. They actually have a really easy way to get bombs now.
Yeah, putting that cave so close to the entrances, or the starts, is going to be useful.
Yeah, Pikapals is doing exactly that. He's just going to enter and exit. Just going to farm up the 4 bombs here. Very good spot.
Yeah, for those who haven't played, early bombs are pretty critical, not only for opening caves, but especially if you don't have a sword yet. That's how you'll kill things.
The logic actually may require you to kill some bosses with a combination of 10 bombs and other items. It is, in theory, possible to have to kill Landmolus. This is the worst one. Is Landmolus with 10 bombs and, Samaria.
Yeah, we can see some pretty crazy things. Just on Monday, we saw a fighter sword fight a Vitreous Forced, and neither player would have done that without bombs.
Yeah. I believe is Vitreous even vulnerable to a fighter sword?
Only with spins, which made for an exciting fight.
I see. Well, we found finding a lot of caves here. The back door to the pub is always an item. It's one of the few. It's the only guaranteed item, entrance-wise. There are obviously other guaranteed items like race game.
Yeah, and that's just because of the the weirdness that happens with the coding, because that's one of the only, maybe the only room you enter from the back.
Yeah. It's the only room that you can enter from the back.
Oh, so Pikapals actually heading to the Moldorm Cave now. I'm curious to see what he comes up with.
Really clean Moldorm Cave there. Oh, flippers. That's nice. It means that you won't be farming forever to find where swamp is. Oh, mirror! So he's going to find hammer soon. Well, wait, no, Pika's going south instead of north. So he still doesn't have hammer, but that's not really going to matter as long as he's not. As long as he doesn't find Moon Pearl. Like, if he finds Moon Pearl, that's obviously a very big change.
Yeah, neither's come across that yet.
But yeah, the first person to find Moon Pearl here is obviously going to have a bit of a change. Neither checked if escape is easily accessible. By the way, I noticed.
By going up to Hyrule Castle?
Yeah, they didn't go from Hyrule Castle to Lintz. I know a lot of people. We noticed a lot of people actually. Their first move is to go Lintz house to Uncle's escape, then go from there. Like sometimes finish an escape if they find like a sword, or going to the somewhat normal sanctuary to Lost Woods to Kakariko, and at least in normal. And even in entrance, I noticed some people doing that. Well, we still haven't found Ganon yet. We found Magic Bath, though.
So, Ganon's still got a few places he could be. I won't list them all yet because it's too early to try to narrow it down.
There's about 6, I think. Then there's 6 drop-downs. Well, it's like, I don't think he was in normal Magic Bat, because Eddie did. I don't remember seeing it on Eddie's screen.
So, now that the initial rush of entering caves is over, for those just joining us who haven't seen this before, this is Entrance Shuffle. So not only are all the items in Link to the Past swapped around between chests, all the doorways are too. So if you're seeing them walk into one house and show up somewhere that you think is very wrong, that's normal, and that's how we're playing this game.
And he's found the gloves, so now he just needs a Moon Pearl, and he's going to have quite the interesting routing decisions.
It looks like Pikapals came upon the sanctuary area just on his own time, without even having to start there.
They are also still on the V20. It's like quote unquote 25.5. It's the Entrance Shuffler's own randomization. The guy who made the Entrance Shuffler is kind of the guy who pushed for Cane and Hammer. Here we go. He's kind of the guy who pushed for pre-filling in the community. Well, Pikapals is going to do Dark Escape. Interesting.
This will be interesting for him.
It's not too difficult if you know where you're going. It's just finding this rat. This is the hardest part. He did find the rat, so you have to really be using your ear holes for that. Because oh, hey, look, there's a fairy. Bye, fairy.
So if I understand this right, he's going backwards through the sewers that you'd normally do at the start of the game?
Yes.
And we just can't see it because he doesn't have the lamp.
Correct. He's just doing the sewers. I assume he's just trying to go grab the sewers chest and then figure out where Hyrule Castle is from there.
Yeah, in fact, he can only open one chest.
Yeah.
That last door is locked on him.
Yeah, Escape is very, very strange, actually. In that it's still connected to Hyrule Castle. So you can have like weird scenarios where Sanctuary is Lumberjack Cave. So you have to like go to Hyrule Castle to enter the escape from any angle. And Hyrule Castle could be on Turtle Rock. So that's where it becomes very interesting. Or, I mean, Hyrule Castle could be in Turtle Rock, like Vanilla's spot. So you can need a medallion just to enter escape, in theory. Like, I want, trust me, you don't want that seed ever. It sounds funny, but it's really not.
No.
Don't do it. You don't want that seed. That's like 7 items that you normally get for free, just gone. just gone to the void. It's like worse Turtle Rock. Oh, and yeah, there's quite confused found out it's Lumberjack.
Yeah,
I know
Pikapals
yeah.
has learned that now. That is, yeah, Lumberjack. Well, Lumberjack location.
Yeah, vanilla. I don't know what people call that. Thieves Hut or Thieves Hideout?
I would call it that. We can call it that.
And going to Light World Shopping Center for Andy.
Yeah, 3 locations over there. So hopefully he can come up with something.
And we call it the shop mall because in the randomizer it seems to always just be a collection of swamps or shops.
Looks like Pikapals briefly entertained going up the mountain.
How do you do swamp grow in this category? The swamp drain, once you've drained the swamp the first time, it is drained forever. So once you find the location of the drain, you just pull it, and the item will be sitting there waiting for you, as well as Swamp Palace will be drained.
Oh, so it looks like Pikapals found Ganon hiding in the sanctuary, which is kind of a nasty trap.
Yeah. Luckily, it's not that hard to accidentally fall into.
No, you're not going to fall in there by accident. And Andy has found the hype cave over on the east side.
Money. I mean, he's got enough money to go to Zora now. And he has flippers, so he can go. He can just go there. 3 items.
Heck, there's a warp right near him.
Yeah, like 3.
I think he'll be heading down there right away.
Yeah, I think Pikapals won't be that. Oh no, Pikapals is going to Zora from this lady. He's gonna. I guess it's not 3 items, and it's in Shuffler. It's it's not. Ooh, you found the drain. Drain isn't. We'll see if Andy goes south to check that right away or not, or if he's gonna wait till he has mushroom. Oh no, he's gonna go check this first. It made sense.
So for those wondering, once you drain the swamp, it stays empty all game long.
Yeah, I mentioned that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It stays empty all game long. The item will be waiting there for them to pick up any time, and Swamp Palace will be drained. We do have an interesting point where Go Mode was pulling the swamp lever, which was Boots Lock, which was like somewhere deep. It was like the last thing they had to do was like bonk a rock to pull the lever.
Those are the complexities that I really like seeing coming out of Entrance Shuffle.
Yeah, that was really fun to see that Go Mode was an action rather than an item. Oh, and we found I don't know what people call this. I guess just Kakariko Well.
The well, yeah.
Moon Pearl is found, so they do have Dark World access now. Yeah, once they go here. Although Andy is doing a very large route divergence. We're going to the Waterfall Cave.
I'm a bit surprised Andy didn't duck into the Dark World just to get the lay of the land and check Ice Palace while he was down there. But
when could he have entered Dark World?
I'm sorry. He only has 1 level of lift upgrade.
Yeah. He can't enter it via. I would have done that too. Just poked into Ice Palace to see what it is, even though you've got Moon Pearl.
I am not surprised Andy didn't do something he was incapable of doing.
Sorry, was that Turtle Rock then?
Yes.
No. Okay.
Yes, that was Turtle Rock at Hyrule.
I would have. You know what? I would have done it. I would have done part of it.
Well, they do have the cane.
They do have the cane.
It's a nasty place to be.
You can check the first chest for free, basically. Without Fire Rod, you can only check the first chest, and then if there's a key, you can go to Chain Chomp Room, and then probably just Death Warp because it's what's going to happen.
That's true. That's true. He could have checked the very start. It looks like Andy didn't come up with anything at Zora. Yeah,
that's unfortunate for such a large time sink. Now he's Moon Pearless. Ooh, we found Thieves Town, which is basically just free items, especially when you have a sword. So even without a sword, like I've done this weaponless. There's no enemies you're forced to kill. It's just you kind of have to take it slow. But fighter sword is.
Yeah, doing Thieves Town without any weapons or hearts or armor is kind of the ideal of speedrunning, where you realize your goal isn't to kill the enemies. Your goal is to avoid the enemies as much as possible.
It's amazing at how I've seen people there's not really that many times you're forced to kill large amounts of enemies in any Zelda game, and yet that ends up being sometimes the hardest thing is killing the little peons on your way as a kid, because you feel like you have to kill everyone.
Yeah, it's hard to overcome that, especially when they're each dropping 5 rupees here and there. There's an instinct built in to go and pick that up.
Yeah, especially casually. But yeah, speedrun in Zelda is almost like it's almost like the purest example of the difference between casuals. Like there isn't, like, I mean, obviously in some Zeldas it gets pretty intense. Like Ocarina of Time has all of its complexities and bugs. The GameCube games have the weird save and quit bugs. The SNES and NES Zeldas are all about optimizing like little pixel movements, like making sure that you walk north and west diagonally, but you walk south and east straight. Like little things like that is like what the NES games. It's really beautiful to watch sometimes. So I think that's why Zelda games are so popular as speedruns, because their casual experiences are almost entirely different things.
Yeah.
It's not just playing the game fast. It's playing the game fast and well.
It's breaking the game wide open.
Yeah.
Looks like Andy found the swamp in Eastern Palace. Or sorry, the mire in Eastern Palace.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that is much worse.
I was like, oh, swamp is so okay to know. Oh, mire. Uh-oh. That's not ideal. Also, for people who are interested in this, Ganon's Tower could be anywhere. It can be in any of the dungeons, and one of the pendants can be in Ganon's Tower.
Oh no, Pikapals.
Oh no. He at least got the item.
He got the item and he got the floor open, so that could have been worse, but that's still a delay you don't want to run into.
It's not that actually that big. Maybe I don't think it was on purpose, but it's not. As long as you open up that thin, you don't have to make the trip upstairs again.
Yeah, the floor does stay bombed. I learned that myself earlier this week, so...
Yep. Oh, nobody would like this dungeon if the floor didn't stay bombed. This dungeon would go from one of the favorites of speedrunners to one of the least. Andy is going to stumble upon his Moon Pearl right here. We'll see if he goes south Dark World or if he's going to go somewhere else. Or maybe he checks Turbo Rock really fast.
So what Pikapals is doing here is a very risky play if you don't know how to beat blind.
Neither runner has lamp, which makes Death Mountain far less. I'll talk about Death Mountain right away. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, just that what Pikapals is doing here is very risky if you're a casual player, because that's not a lot of health to try and withstand blind. But if you know what you're doing, and I think Pikapals does, the blind fight is entirely scripted, so you can get through it taking no damage if you've studied it properly.
Blind actually is one of the few bosses with zero RNG, except for the heads a little bit. Every movement that the body of blind takes is actually based on your position and actions. So you can do essentially the same actions every time, and you're good.
Pikapals did also find a bottle there, so he can go back and check Sick Kid after he's done.
Yeah, so about Death Mountain, Death Mountain is not just shuffled in its entrances, it's actually shuffled in where you're spit out. So you can enter one spot in Death Mountain and exit at a completely different spot. And so because there's so many dark rooms in Death Mountain, runners will avoid... Oh, he's checking mess? I mean, things go triple moon. A pedestal is actually very rare to be required in engine shuffler. It pretty much has to be like boots or unless Ganon's tower is actually in.
There's a lot of very specific circumstances, and I'm glad we won't see chat debating about whether or not it's still possible this time.
Yes. Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
It was hard for the tracker to confirm that Andy had the book for a long time, because these guys are both using Quick Swap.
Oh, okay.
So this is just an add-on for this randomizer, where they can use L and R to switch items without menuing.
Ooh, pendant sure. Maybe that's why both runners ran out. Also, he found the blue mail. That's nice. Probably wishes he had that just now.
Yeah, it would have come in handy. I mean, he made it through the fight just fine.
Yeah, but it would have made it a little less stressful. He kind of swiped in the direction of it, like, oh, should have picked that up. But he didn't check the item before entering the dungeon, since you don't need to enter Light World to enter the Swamp Palace location in this game, or in the randomizer. Ooh, Ice Palace, but no Bombos, no Fire Rod, no Hook Shot. But you have Kane, so
It'll be a while.
Part of it. He had one part that he needed. We'll see if he finds Bombos, though. Now going up to check Hype Cave's normal location. Now, for people who are wondering, how do they keep track of all these locations? Usually with heavy note-taking. Alternatively, there are actually trackers for Entrance Shuffler. They're very obtuse and very difficult to get on screen, so we just stick with the normal item tracker as well. The runners may or may not have, like, they'll be checking off, like, what caves they found and stuff, so they don't have to check, like, entrances once they've found all of one type of entrance. There's also trackers that basically you can map. Oh, hey, we found the lamp. There we go. Death Mountain is now a very good play.
Got lampers, have flippers. There we go.
Does the fortune tellers in the game give hints like in LOZ1 randomizer? I do not believe so, no. There are no hints other than Ganon in the randomizer. Blind also, there's a bug right now, or not really a bug, but it seems that the randomizer is only producing the feelers text for Ganon when it's race ROMs. So, like, Ganon, Blind, the end of the game, and Uncle in normal mode all have their own unique text. And they're shuffled. And it seems that at least via the website, you get the feelers text, and Blind will tell you that Meyer either requires Quake or Bombos every time. That's not necessarily
that's a
true.
strange bug.
It's also not true.
That's an even stranger bug then.
It's not a hint either. It's just him trolling you. He'll go, Meyer requires either Quake or Bombos. And then you just go, oh, thanks, buddy.
And he's just not impressed with that hard container. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
I've also noticed an entrance shuffler, until Death Mountain, they're usually much lower on health than a, like, normal run would be at this point.
Yeah, I've seen that too a lot.
Pikapals has checked in a bunch of mirror spots. Is Pikapals being to East Hylia?
I don't believe so. I think it was just
where he's headed now.
Andy that went there.
I believe there was something over there too. Maybe not, because their items are identical right now.
Yeah, I have a feeling there was something, but it might just have been a reset. Certainly it was not the bow.
We found the D. We found the D.
So that bow was at the Circle of Flowers.
I hate that. I hate those flowers and the teleport in here. This place is so easy to glitch. Like one time I accidentally glitched into mire. I was like, I should save and quit now. I jumped over the ledge on accident because I was struggling to get into Light World. So I performed like an overworld glitch in normal. So I just decided to save and quit.
Right, that's the big thing that was on the shopping wall, was a ton of money, which Pikapals has no need for now.
Which, yeah, Pikapals doesn't need to go to Zora.
I think one of these caves also had the Sank Heart, that one heart container that refills you all the way, but...
Chat likes Sank Heart. I feel like the tracker should have a meme for Sank Heart. Just like a little spot that has one heart.
I mean, most of the time it doesn't matter, but at the top of Ganon's tower it can make a difference.
Never seen something like that. Never seen a clutch Sank Heart. But yeah, this West Dark World, or East Dark World section is like never visited by anyone, except for GBA players. Because there's a die you can chase for money here.
Yeah, in vanilla it does nothing. In regular randomizer it still does nothing.
Yeah. In vanilla Link to the Past on SNES, there's nothing there except for Ice Rock Cave in Light World. In GBA version, there's like a Dark World and a Light World die you can chase around Hylia Lake.
So it looks like Andy's also going to do Thieves Town right here. Also not picking up the blue mail beforehand, but I'm not sure he found the opener for the dam, because that was at the Witch's Hut.
Yeah, Andy did not know. He hasn't been to Witch's Hut yet. Pikapals and Andy kind of are doing things opposite of each other.
Yeah, that's what we're used to seeing for this tournament.
As long as they both find all the items. Looks like Pikapals is going to Dark Deathmatch. Oh no, he's taking a war. Nice. Probably to near. Oh no, he's gonna find.
Do catfish?
Yeah, I guess so. Do catfish, and he has the money, so he's probably just gonna do Zora. He's just doing like the vanilla speedrun way to get to Zora.
Yeah, that'll disappoint him, but. And another fortune teller.
I believe Pika's already checked Hobo, though.
Yeah, Pika did check Hobo, but when he went to check it, he could have swum up in the Dark World. There is a point of shallow water to use your mirror there.
Yeah. That might be the intended way. What is the intended way? Are we talking about taking the warp to Catfish? Probably.
Could be.
There's a lot of things that are intended. Like Bonkin is an intended mechanic. It's like you can tell you know it's an intended mechanic because it's required in Ganon's tower for something. To access the fairies, you need to bonk the ledge. So the developers intended Bonkin to be a mechanic. We just take it to a different level.
We take it far beyond that level it was intended at. Yeah.
So, bomb jump in, probably not intended as a mechanic. So I get over gaps. In any Zelda. I'm looking at you, Danny B, in your glitchless category.
Yeah,
just kidding. Don't hurt me, please.
Yeah, if Ice Palace was intended to be beaten with bomb jumps originally, I would be very surprised, since that bomb jump skips half the dungeon for you.
It's obvious. It's also not intended the King of Samaria thing because they patched that out in GBA I legitimately think that the GBA version of the dungeon is their intended version, because there's a bombable wall in SNES that's not bombable. And in GBA, they put a switch there, like a red-blue switch, and it makes the dungeon not require 4 loops. It only requires 2.
Well, that's disappointing.
I'm pretty sure that at some point they intended the dungeon to be that way.
Alright, here's Andy's fight with Blind.
Yeah, this should be good. Fun fact, you can use Kane and Samaria in this fight. Also Kane and Brenna, but...
Yeah, either Kane works pretty well.
Brenna obviously is nice and safe. That was actually kind of lucky. The problem with this fight, sometimes those heads will just F you up in second phase. Just pop in the Kane to finish the fight easy. Lade's up third phase though, pretty good. Oh, so yeah. Swamp is an exception to the rule on randomized dungeons. It has 6 entrances in it, so it is not randomized. At least it's not randomized with other dungeons. The 5 of the entrances that does not lead to Mothula, are all like wrapped around with each other. So you still have to look for all the other chests. The actual boss portion that you enter with Fire Rod, that is shuffled with all the dungeons normally. So that's what they did to make this not vanilla, basically.
Yeah, so it could still be Skullwoods, or it could be Swamp Palace, or
Ganon's Tower, even.
Yeah, Ganon's Tower is a common one we've seen.
It's probably the trolliest location for Ganon's Tower, because it can't be shuffled with Turtle Rock, so...
Yeah, then you need the Fire Rod just to get in, and with Ganon's Tower, you're usually dipping in there 2 or 3 times over the course of the run.
At least that's what you want, because it would be nice if everything was in Ganon's Tower that you need for dual mode, but no. This is still simple shuffler. Pika might also check pedestal while he's here, just to be sure. Some money on the ledge. Not really needed anymore. If you're wondering why you've been watching streams and they've had a lot more money lately, it's because an extra 300 was put into the pool. Entrance Shuffler had it implemented already. This is still the same version that it was weeks ago. But that was also added into the VTorp randomizer as well.
So it looks like Andy found the only Light World pendant. Or at least
I would have to disagree.
Light World dungeon that was normally a pendant. Or sorry, crystal.
I would have to disagree about this being not as fun to watch. It really can be once the dungeons start being... It's pretty much the same, except they're checking more overworld locations. This randomizer was essentially inspired by the Zelda 1 randomizer, which is essentially just an entrance and an enemy shuffler. And let us not forget that the first one of the first popular randomizers was in fact Zelda 1. Ooh, this location has 2 items in it, technically. The item at the end of the cave and then the item on the ledge. I would agree, the hype is a little less, but the skill involved in the memorization is pretty crazy. Also, I just realized it's Vanilla Desert.
Yeah, it is a Vanilla Desert. Oh, and there's the silvers for Pikapals.
So Hyrule Castle is on Death Mountain, so you need a pendant just to enter it, I believe.
A medallion, yeah, but I don't think it'll be the Quake medallion since we already saw that blocked behind there.
Oh, that's true.
So it looks like Pika, when he came out of that cave in the Dark World, warp back to the light world, and he's going up Death Mountain that way.
Ooh,
I'm a
and
bit
he's
surprised we haven't seen either of them go up Death Mountain yet, but this
I
is a
explained
good
earlier,
dungeon to find.
it's because of the lack of lamp, and Pikapals just finally was like, okay, I don't have the lamp yet, let's go. I guess maybe I can get up there without it. And he
Yeah,
was
this
right.
way will get him in there.
So he can get up there, but that's just still not gonna lead him to the lamp. The lamp is in light world somewhere. Is Pico winning? No, they're as is kind of normal. Neither of them are. They've both done Thieves Town, so.
I mean, Andy's about to get his second crystal, but Pika's covered much more of the overworld, I think.
Kinda left. Okay. I'm not sure where he's going now.
I don't think he could make it up the mountain through that cave, so.
He could have if he bomb jumped.
That is true. That is true.
And I know some runners dislike sequence break-in. There are some runners who refuse to sequence break.
Yeah, that might have been what he was trying to avoid.
Because they don't want to, like... It can really sometimes mess with your routing if you sequence break. But there are some seeds where it's basically required. To, like, put a good timeout. Oh, yeah. So it was in the circle of flowers, that's correct.
So Pikapals finding Sahasrah's cave, but only coming up with a number of arrows. You'll see, because he hasn't checked the map yet, he's talking to Sahasrah to find out where the green pendant at least will be.
Yeah.
But Andy just found the Master Sword from Sick Kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, normally that would maybe lead you to think, well, maybe I should go do them, but that's in Turtle Rock. We're not close to getting up there yet. Okay, so Andy is making the check because he does have the lamp. You know, let's say that's what Pikapals is looking to find.
Yeah, and
he's on the right way.
Where the lamp to get up.
Yeah. It is not necessarily required to. Oh, you are right. He can't get up Death Mountain. Yeah, Death Mountain's not accessible via the normal cave.
So they're going to need the flute to get up there.
Or... No, they should also be able to get up there... Oh, I'm confused.
So if Pikapals had done that bomb jump, he might get up.
He has to go to Dark World. I think he has to go to Dark World, go to the ledge, go up the ledge, like get to the ledge through like the cave. So my note here's Ganon. Okay, so he's from the Master Sword too. This is weird.
So Pikapals did go up the light world version of the bumper cave, but it just led him to that 7 chest cave where he decided not to do a bomb jump. So that's their only way up right now until they find the flute somewhere.
Can dungeons be in regular caves? No. This is simple shuffle. No dungeons in caves. Yeah, this is weird. Flute is actually required to enter Death Mountain normally. Or like an actually very difficult bomb jump.
Yeah, and they'll want to avoid doing that sequence break. Going outside the logic intended.
I think that... Yeah, that's a huge sequence break. That's not small. So Ice Palace can't do anything there. If they found Fire Rod, Turtle Rock might be like... Might be a good move. Because they could do most of it.
Well, there's that first chest in Turtle Rock that neither of them went for. As well as Laser Bridge in the back parts of Turtle Rock. Now that they've got Dark World access.
Yeah, they could actually do Laser Bridge really quickly once they find Kane. Oh no, they have Kane. Do it. They could just.
Yeah,
they could just do it.
I'm a bit surprised they haven't gambled on Death Mountain yet.
They can't get to Death Mountain. We've determined this.
I'm sorry, not Death Mountain, Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. Hey, he found it. He found the lamp. They've already checked pedestal. It's triple boom. Can they not minor glitch the block? They can. They just didn't think about doing it.
Oh, it looks like we missed that. Andy actually got the ice rod from killing Landmolas.
It's far less interesting than Fire Rod would be.
Yeah, it means he doesn't have to hunt it down, but he probably won't need to beat Turtle Rock ever.
I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say that they're going to need to beat Turtle Rock. I'm feeling that from the seed right now.
It is, not showing them a very clear way to go at this point.
I want to say it's going to be Mirror 2. What was the first chest? Was it a key?
The first chest in what?
In Turtle Rock. I missed it.
They have not been in there.
At all. Oh. Well then.
No.
They need to go and shut those chests.
No, despite coming
across
the...
If it's bid key, or if it's... Shoot, no, they need Fire Rod, because they need bid key and small key to progress. No, they just need bid key and then a small key in the roller room. The laser bridge roller room.
But there's also that very first room. There's that first chest
that's what I'm talking about.
Get to.
They need to get to that chest. They need it to be bid key. And then the next chest that they look at has to be roller room, and that has to be small key. The roller switch room.
It could be. It could also be something like the hook shot or the flute that opens up the rest of the seed for them.
Right.
And kind of forces a double dip, which I would not be surprised to see at all.
Yeah, they're kind of leaning that way. They don't really have any way to beat more dungeons. Well, it's like Hera could be Death Mountain, because Hera is pendant, so it could be Ganon's Tower. So they really need to get up to Death Mountain.
Death Mountain will open a lot for them.
Yeah, the area that you need Fire Rod for is the only shuffled part, and it's shuffled with all other one entrance dungeons. That was basically them just being a little hacky about randomizing this, because, it's always check it. Pikapals is checking Bombo's tablet. These guys, we are 42 minutes into a entrance shuffler and have seen no part of Death Mountain.
Pikapals
we have tempered.
Getting the tempered upgrade. I think Andy scouted that upgrade earlier.
Did he? Okay. So
but he of course, didn't have a level 2 sword at the time. So he could use the book, read the tablet, find out what's there, and not get the sword upgraded, which would have let him check or activate the tablet.
Oh, Andy died. I'm not sure if that was intended or not. Oh, nope, if it was. Oh, Pikapals hasn't been to desert yet.
There we go. Andy's now finding the way through the graveyard without using the boots or the Titan's Mitt.
Very specific. It's weird crap like that almost makes me think that randomizer was intended at some... No, I'm just kidding. It was obviously not. But it's funny that that so many areas can be done so weirdly without glitches.
Andy finding the hut full of arrows there.
And I'm still undetermined on if it's technically bad. It is technically bad game design that their dungeons can be beaten in so many weird ways. But it's actually probably good game design though.
Yeah.
The fact that many people thought Ice Palace was supposed to be the second to last dungeon, even though there's a number blinking on the screen.
Yeah, that really speaks to the openness of the game.
Most people just assumed that Ice Palace was in the run order because the Samaria trick was so common. lots of people also do Thieves Town before Skull, just so they have an extra heart.
Oh, I often do it that way.
Yeah.
Makes it much easier to take on Mothula.
I just assumed it was impossible as a kid, so I did everything in quote unquote intended order. Oh,
yeah, so Andy now sees that there's that mushroom hiding in the library.
That's trolly.
That's a pain to have, you know, an item that you don't know what it does locked by boots.
Yep. Now, here's Andy's attempt. Will he go up Death Mountain? There is a way, I think, and it requires bomb jumping.
Yeah, I certainly hope he tries the mirror and he gets the 7 chest cave there.
Well, I'm sure he'll mirror. I hope so. Yeah, it should be possible to get up there. That's why I'm confused that they didn't. Actually, it might not need a bomb jump. I'll have to watch again.
There's the silvers for Andy.
Did you find silvers in Dark World? They ain't standing. That narrows that down. Thanks, buddy.
So coming at Landmolus with the Temple Sword, Pikapals is going to have a much nicer time.
He broke that block. He should just be able to go... Yeah, no, never mind. He doesn't need the bomb jump. He should just be able to walk... No? Yeah,
no, the door he walked through is the door in the light world on that ledge.
Yeah, you're right. He needs... There's
the ice rod.
PJ is better at quick swap. Yeah, I personally don't like quick swap in this randomized. But I mean, hey, I was a GBA player. I guess I probably used quick swap at some point.
Is quick swap a part of the Game Boy Advance port of this game?
It is.
Oh, well, that explains part of why it was added as a feature. Then.
It's also like a common GBA.
So
hello,
Andy has done the bomb jump, and he comes out on the boots.
Oh, hi, Boots.
Now that is a heck of a sequence break for him, but it may end up paying
I don't
off.
know if it was. I think you could just enter the front door, the Light World front door, and get up there. I think we're just overthinking that area. I think that's not a sequence break.
No, that's not how the cave is laid out in this case.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And I mean, they'll probably want the boots or the flute eventually to get into the mire area.
Right.
But it could pay off that he's getting up there so quickly.
But I'm pretty sure the Oracle games all have quick swap. Link's Awakening DX might have a form of quick swap?
No, the Game Boy ones don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, actually, that would have made sense. Never mind, because you have 2 items in. You equip items to A and B in Link's Awakening, so quick swap doesn't make sense.
So Andy's charging on ahead into Skull Woods. There is a chest up here that technically requires the fire rod, but since he seems okay with bomb jumping, he's probably just going to do that again here.
Yep. He is breaking the game.
But Pikapals going for that back door of Turtle Rock. I didn't see what he saw at the pyramid, but clearly it wasn't very good.
So, I don't know if this logic is updated with the safety requirements for...
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. And I also have a sneaking suspicion that is what's breaking the...
And there's the flute.
Oh, wow, yeah.
There's the flute for Pikapals hiding in Turtle Rock.
Nice. He's just like, no, I'm out. Peace. See ya.
That's right, Pikapals could have used Burna to get through that room, but it's not necessarily worth the magic for him.
Yeah. That's a big deal. We have found a big deal.
Yeah, it looks like Pika was going to be up on Death Mountain pretty soon going through this way, so... and he'll find Ether before getting the heck out of Turtle Rock.
So that might be... He might actually be in a better position when he gets to Death Mountain. He may be able to open Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and he's going to know that he landed things in the right order.
He also has Temper, so when he does go to Hera, he's going to have a much easier fight. He doesn't have Fire Rod, though, so we'll have to see if he's comfortable doing the Torch Bomb jump.
This is an incredible fight Andy's putting up so far.
Yeah. He is getting trolled pretty hard by Mothia, just kind of chilling in the corner, and he knocked Mothia up mid-attack, causing the attack to go a little bit. Oh, he's gonna try again. I don't know.
Sure, he just got a refill of a bunch of his hearts, so it seems like a safe gamble.
He will have to do that room again, the zombie room.
Yeah.
And he kind of has to kill these guys because they will not allow you to punch them.
No. So if you haven't played Link to the Past since you were, say, 7, and you wonder why the Moth fight is so hard, it's because every time you hit Moth into the spikes, he takes no damage from your attack. So that trolls a lot of players.
Oh, that was really cool. He uses the wall to line himself up.
Yeah, I think that's the standard way to do it. We just don't see it happen a lot.
Well, because you very rarely have to enter this room without fire rods. So
the devs certainly intended you to have it for here. And he's also trying to do this without the blue mail because he had not drained the swamp when he went to the swamp area.
He's doing this fight pretty clean. It takes like, I think, 8 clean Master Sword hits? Or maybe, yeah, 8. It's 8.
And there we go.
Yeah, this fight is a little bugged in SNES. You can't do glitchless because Moth is glitched. Pikapals has aggroed the Terror Bird.
So Andy still has a crystal lead. Actually, he's advanced his crystal lead. Oh no, Pika should have the crystal from Desert Palace. That's just not on the tracker. But Andy's advanced his lead here. But without the blue, he's still kind of behind.
It's an interesting spot for that. Kiki wouldn't join. I looked at he had to bounce between there. Sometimes Kiki gets a little buggy when you like mirror in there. I've left that place, passed right by Kiki, and Kiki just being like, nah, son. You have to come back here for me.
Looks like it's just 20 rupees on that floating island.
This is doable. Pikapals is going to grab a completely different crystal.
I think this is a pendant, so he may not go through all the way.
Uh-oh. He's dead up Death Mountain. Did he activate his flute?
I don't believe he has yet.
Huh.
But with 3 items in here, he'll still come out ahead from it. Andy's now laboriously exploring Death Mountain to find out where each of these caves leads. And it's not a simple thing to keep track of.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that about Link Shot. I didn't know that it was hard programmed for Gold Sword to hit Mothia. I guess it's not usually... Wait, you can very easily end up fighting him with Gold Sword. If you just ignored Stallwoods after you got Fire Rod.
Yeah, if you did the game out of order.
Dang. Cruel devs. Oh, I'm sure he's going to complete. He's going to try to find 3 items. at least. You might not complete it if you found all 3 items before, but that's awful. It's good thing it's not actually like so difficult you skip it that long. Once you have tempered, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that would suck to get to the end of the game and not be able to win. But
Old man still heals you even though you haven't saved him.
yeah, file that under strange little oddities of how this shuffler turns out. So it looks like Pikapals only has 1 item so far from Eastern Palace, so he'll probably just go through, do the whole thing, make sure he's cleared it out.
Aren't all pokes damaged class 1?
No, the pokes I think are just the damage class of the sword below them.
Oh. I always felt like tempered pokes did nothing. He found gold gloves. This is good. Hookshot Cave yielded gold gloves without Hookshot. Hookshot may not be required either, so. Andy is like,
At
oh
this
wait,
point,
there's no land cave. I can. He's like, I don't want to climb up this place. Oh. No, I do. I want to be here. Hookshot is def required for something. I know.
It'll be required eventually.
Or one of our runners show off, like, hovering and figure out a weird bug to, like, beat Swamp without Hookshot. Hey, we have bombos.
So that's all the medallions accounted for, to some degree.
Now we'll see. Now we'll have to know if Meyer, once we get to Meyer area, we'll know if it's actually required to do Agnum or not.
I'm going to place a bet here and say that Ganon's Tower is probably on Meyer, and they're going to need Quake for that. And I'm sorry, players, to curse you that way, but
wow,
that's just a guess. There's the hookshot for Pikapals.
Okay, and this was worth. Pikapals is worth. You're mean. Why would you do that to them? Pikapals hasn't even been on Death Mountain yet.
Well, I usually guess wrong, so I guess wrong, so it's my consideration for them.
Hot shit at Pendant Dungeon. V26 confirmed, Kappa.
That hookshot actually worked out really well, because now he can just go into Meyer, which he wasn't able to do a minute ago.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right. Huh.
Quake is hiding under where the Lumberjacks tree is, so they're not going to be able to get Quake until they beat a Ganon, who's hiding in Turtle Rock.
See, it's pretty trolly when you do it like that. Hyrule Castle is in Death Mountain, which requires Medallion. Ganon's Tower also most likely requires Medallion. The 2 freest item areas requires Medallion.
Now, I should clarify for those wondering. We haven't seen where Ganon's Tower is. It's not confirmed that it's in the Misery Mire. It could be in a couple of places still.
Where else haven't we checked? Ice Palace? They haven't been to Ice Palace since having... Pete Pals only just got gold. Oh no, it wasn't even Pete Pals. It was, Oh, sorry. It was Andy. Andy's gonna go check Death Mountain, or Dark Turtle Rock, which, you know what I mean.
Yes, probably.
I know
Turtle
people
Rock.
who thought that this game was stupid because they don't like. How would you ever know what order to do the hammers at Turtle Rock? It's like every time I see somebody say something like that, I'm like, dude, you're supposed to talk to like every NPC in the game casually. This game tells you literally everything you need to know.
Casually, yes. They don't randomize those pegs at Turtle Rock.
But like, people are like, well, how would anybody have learned this without a guide? They just wanted you to buy guides. I'm like, no. They put the guide in the video game. That's what those rocks are in every dungeon. Those like little telepathic rocks. They're just hints. Every NPC gives you a useful hint. Hey, we're ready to see this from Vanilla. This is a rare occurrence. Praise be to Vanilla Wizrobe.
And Andy's making his way through the Spike Cave. I think he's just going to have enough.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll make it through.
With boots, with boots and good movement, you can make it through there and only take like 100 damage. With Cave of Burnout and boots, I should say. Can't really dash in there very easily.
Yeah, if you try to dash in there, you'll just keep getting hurt and hurt unless you've got invincibility.
There is a way to dash for like 7 frames if you know exactly what you're doing. Like you can, or not 7 frames, 7 tiles, which is technically faster than walking if you know what you're doing. But I think you get hurt like 7 frames in or something, or 7 tiles. I keep saying frames, it's not true. It's tiles, or like yeah. Pikapals is heading up to the boss room. Does he have all the items yet? Or is he looking for...
He's still looking around for things. I haven't seen the contents of every chest because we're getting a bit
we're getting a bit late, so it's hard to confirm if he has bid key.
That's on his end. He was a bit worried about that before we started.
Okay. Internet doesn't work the way everyone wants.
There's the big key for Pikapals now. And I saw Ether over at Turtle Rock for Andy.
That's good, because we can get that. These guys are on completely different routes right now. Just get that away. Andy is now heading to Death Mountain. Oh, no, he's already been to Death Mountain.
So this is where not having the flute, or not checking Turtle Rock, is starting to hurt Andy.
Yeah, not having the flute
if he had the flute,
not go to Mire area.
He won't know what's in Mire. And he also doesn't have Ether because he didn't look in Turtle Rock. So he can't even get to where Hyrule Castle is. So that's going to be slowing him down, and we're starting to see him lose some time, ironically, from that sequence break.
Yeah, and that's why sometimes people, I actually, this is something I realized last night, actually. You need to play randomizer to your strengths. Yes, in theory, something might be better. But is that actually going to be better for you? Like, if you do early moth, will that... What happened to Peach's screen? There we go. I thought he lost the lamp for a second, but that was just a string transition.
I haven't seen yet any item or any enemies that will steal your lamp away. So tell me when that happens, and I'll stop playing Link to the Past entirely.
Get mobbed by a bunch of I can't remember what those are called. Lights? Are those lights? The ones who steal stuff from you?
Or something very close.
Yeah. Lights might not be in this game, but
Pikapal's making incredibly short work of Vitreous, as you can do with Silvers.
I was right. Lights are the guys who try to ton your items away. They're rude.
Why does Pika keep lagging? He's just got some internet troubles on his end.
It's okay.
They tend to sort themselves out every so often.
It's better.
But we're not too surprised, and he isn't.
It's better than that Super Metroid run earlier today. There are significantly more frames on Pikapal's screen than on Richard's screen earlier today. For people who weren't watching Super Metroid 4 hours ago, there was a runner who literally was producing 1 frame every few minutes and ended up being 10 minutes behind, frame-wise. I didn't catch the end of the race to see what happened, but we literally, his timer said 52 minutes and the opponent said 102 at one point.
Oh wow.
That was fun. So if you want to help Pikapals, you can always donate bits. That gives frames, is what we learned during Super Metroid. Rich one? That's good. Donate bits to donate frames. Not guaranteed to give frames.
So it looks like Andy's going to come in here and do the same trick, or the same sequence Pikapals did recently, where he clears out Pod and Eastern Palace locations. Hopefully he goes all the way through and gets that hook shot, or he will really be sunk out of this race.
So Pikapals doesn't look like it, but he totally is ahead right now.
I would say so, yeah.
Death Mountain properly. We found Old Man Cave, which is in Old Man Cave? Question mark?
I think it's the original entrance to.
Yeah, I know. It's the
very
Death Mountain
close.
entrance. It's
yes.
Because we call that the Old Man Cave as runners, but it's Old Man Cave is technically where Old Man chills. But that's Mountain Cave, actually, I think.
Yeah, so Pika's he's going to get his boots in a second, and I don't think he's lost too much time from not having that. But then he's also going to be able to clear the rest of this area. Suggesting
peta frames somewhere, somehow, I can hear Jim Sterling literally rip his hair out, which he doesn't have. And here's Hookshot Cave, which he can do much more.
Yeah, that first chest is going to have mitts.
That's going to be very hype for him. You know, each of these runners are going to discover items, and they're going to be like, man, what if I didn't check this first? And then the only person who's right is Andy. Because Andy is significantly behind travel-wise. Because now that he has gloves, he can check Mire area, which means he might find Ganon's Tower, which is completable right now.
Yeah, with Hammer, Boots, and Cane, they can clear all that.
Yep, and Torch.
Well,
he has a fire source.
And Bow, of course.
Yeah, he has a fire source. He can even technically do Torch Room. And he's hard, but he has boots. It's not the worst.
That's right. Pika did pick up the blue mail. Andy hasn't yet. I don't think he has drained the swamp yet, but
I think he did. He drained the swamp after he was done.
Pikapal's trying to take the old man all the way up the mountain, and then deciding, no, let's actually take him home.
We can't bring you into Hera, buddy. Also, old man performing a major glitch. He's banned from the tournament. I'm pretty sure he was performing an Expiration glitch there.
That's gotta hurt him.
Poor old man. He had such a good run. Keeps performing major glitches, though.
So, you know, even just small things about the routing differences are going to give Pikapals an advantage here.
Yeah.
Because he's got hookshot when he's going into the Mothula Cave, or Skull Woods, he's going to be able to hookshot to that torch instead of trying to bomb jump to it. So he won't have to set that up.
Can you actually do that?
It's a torch, so I think you can hookshot to it.
I know, but won't you fall off? I thought it was one tile away. I thought it was on the same tile as the pit.
Oh, that might be true.
Pretty sure you still need a bomb jump.
Oh, no. I'm being told you can't hookshot to torch. But nevertheless, with more mail and a better sword, I'd be very surprised if he falls to Mothula.
It just depends on if he does the bomb jump, because he's being reluctant to do bomb jumps as of yet.
I think this is much less of a sequence break than what we thought to get up Death Mountain.
I would actually like to know, if anybody does know, he just stunned everyone. That's much faster than what Andy was doing.
That was a clutch escape there.
Switching back to Boomerang, that's not too bad of an idea. I have learned a new way to do this room.
That's a very clever way of clearing this room, I agree.
Also, I'm probably going to use that bomb jump more than I'd care to admit to save on magic. That bomb jump seems actually very useful in just normal randomizer.
And he just did a very clever play as well, where before finishing off Armos, he switched to the mirror. because you can't.
Yeah.
Actually, he may just have quick swap to it. And then as soon as he got that hook shot, he was out of there. He did not bother picking up that pendant.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that you could use mirror.
I did not either, but I just saw him do it.
What happens when you go back into the room?
I kind of want him to do that once the race is over now.
Pedestal required. Pedestal.
Yeah, fortunately he knows it's not, which is why I think he was okay saving a few frames.
What is the old man glitch? I was just joking that the old man was walking on, like, the mountain face because of, like, when you jump down with the old man, he just kind of slowly walks towards his exit from wherever he is. So I was just memeing. It's okay.
It looks like he's glitching, but really he's just jumping down in a way you wouldn't expect.
It looks like he's doing exploration.
And Pikapals has found that the Mire entrance requires Quake.
Oh, adrenum required. Adrenum required. He needs ether though. Where's he? Oh no, he has ether. Pikapals has to go back up the mountain. Does he remember how?
Well, I mean, we don't yet know what's in that, right? It could be just the Tower of Hera. In which case...
Nope. We've seen both other pendants. We know where Turtle Rock is, and we know where Eastern is. So, it has to be... Oh no, it could be Hera.
Right, and then Ganon's Tower would just be where Ganon's Tower is.
Oh.
So there's still a chance they won't need that.
That's true. Ether was in T-Rock and is required to enter T-Rock.
And if that sounds weird to you, welcome to Entrance Shuffle. Specifically, it's because Hyrule Castle is where Turtle Rock should be, but opening up the mouth of the turtle will require the Ether Medallion. What's at Ice we haven't seen yet.
Gotcha, that might have been too much. That's fine.
Yeah, so now they've found...
these runners are either using very complicated trackers and or paper and pen, the best tracker. Sorry for the sniffles. I've had to reset my sleeping schedule to wake up at 5 a.m. So I'm
that's
a
all
little
right.
sick.
You woke up in time for this race, which I think is what really matters. Wonder if the mushroom has something. Yeah, that's a very good question. We've seen it there. It's accessible now that they have boots, but they haven't found where the witch's hut actually is. I don't think.
No, you're right. They don't.
They can drop it off, and they can't convert it.
Vanilla Mirror Cave. Vanilla Mirror Cave. Witch's hut in Mirror Cave would be... And people complain about VT 8.26 randomizer right now.
Which one is the Mirror Cave?
The Mimic Cave, sorry. I call it Mirror Cave, doesn't need a mirror.
Yes.
Hammer Yump! Nope. He said nope. You need boots to do Hammer Yump properly. Or you need to boots and be very good at it. I tried to do Mirror Yump without boots and realized you do not have enough time to get up there, as far as I can tell. It's probably doable, but...
I don't believe they've actually found the swamp so far. Have you seen them come across it?
I have not.
We did see Ice was at Vanilla Thieves Town location. Which?
How is Pika not in go mode? Does not have fire rod. Wait. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, with
because
Bombos he can get into Ice Palace, but
he needs Quake. Is the problem. We also don't know where all the locations are. It's probable that we need to beat Hyrule Castle. So it's not really in go mode yet.
yeah, if something important is where Skull Woods is supposed to be, then he still needs Fire Rod. But
Yeah.
it looks like that's the only thing he'll need it for at this point.
Yeah, there's something definitely important there. Because the last pendant is either Meyer or Ganon's Tower. I guess it could technically be at Skull Woods. But that would be weird. We really need to know what's in Meyer's vanilla location.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm dying to find that out.
We're in Meyer. What are we talking about? Pikapals is in Meyer.
is in Ice Palace vanilla.
Oh, he never went. Oh, right, because we need Quake.
Yeah.
This seed is blowing my brain.
That's right. But it looks like Andy is going to go for the laser room skip in Turtle Rock. No! He's going to
Oh no!
climb
Does
up
he not know?
and then leave.
Oh no!
Which is the exact opposite of what he needs to do.
Uh-oh. This is that moment where we realize that one of the runners may not be able to finish the seed if he doesn't realize he can do that.
Oh no!
It's a little. I hope
Andy.
he knows he can do that. Andy, go back. You need to go to Turtle Rock. There's everything you want. Everything you want and more.
Yeah, not only the flute, but also the ether medallion.
I think either T-Rock or Fire Rod could be required. And by that I mean like... so like, we need Fire Rod or we need Ether. It's one or the other. I don't think both can be required, actually. Because, I mean, right now, Pika only needs 2 more crystals. Oh, Andy's saying this isn't too bad. Andy being at Vanilla Ice Palace right now. He's not going to find anything, but at least that's a little bit more progress to help his brain.
Yeah, this is still progress forward for Andy.
Yeah.
But, you know, every dungeon he does before he finds Ether in the flute is kind of going to be slower than it should be. I mean, neither's in go mode yet, but as Andy keeps neglecting to go there, he's going to have to search more and more.
So Pika got there. Okay, so hopefully the next move we'll see is to go inside of Meyer now that he has Ether. And that looks like what it's going to be. Nope. I was wrong.
I think Pika might take that Bombos medallion that he has and use it to get into the Ice Palace.
Not bad. He is tempered. It's not that bad of a fight. Nope, he is
going to go north. Never mind.
I'm not sure what these runners are doing. Andy forgot about Laser Room. But where are you doing?
Oh, Pikapals is going to grab the mushroom.
Oh,
which is hiding in the library, which is way up here.
It's not a bad idea.
At very least he can drop it off.
Yeah. You can drop it off with the flute. That's actually not bad routing. I like it.
And, you know, if the Witch's Hut ends up being in something like the Mimic Cave normal location, you don't want to be backtracking to the Witch's Hut at that point to try to drop things off.
Yeah.
And I have seen that happen, where the runner didn't want to go back and make that gamble. So it makes sense for Pikapals to drop this off while he can, before it haunts him.
But now he should just mirror and flute, right? Am I crazy?
Unless he wants to save his portal for something, I would say so.
Maybe he does. Wait, no, because you're gonna. Yeah, here you go. Oh, he's chicken bonbons he hasn't checked.
Yeah, he's got some stuff to do along the way.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
He's got the King's Tomb.
I didn't realize he hadn't checked either.
He may not even have done the Graveyard Ledge, though I think he has.
These runners are smart tickles. Although, I mean, if I had my tracker up, I would probably be like... If I had my map tracker up, I would have probably thought of that as well. So, won't lie.
Yeah, in our very weak defense, we're tracking 2 runners, but that's not a very strong defense.
No, it's not. Although, I do rely way more than I should on my map, so... I don't use it anymore to, like, actually click on locations. Pause buffering!
And there we go. Spending a few bombs to get a few bombs, a reasonable trade. Now correct me if I'm wrong here, the reason the runners pause as they're setting up some of those bomb jumps is because if you keep pausing enough, you'll only move 1 frame or 1 pixel between spots.
If you,
is that right?
So, I was watching Blunt Bunny's tutorial on hammer jump. It's really funny to watch him say, you don't need this trick, because it was made like years ago. But whenever you move north and west, you move 2 pixels. No, you move 1 pixel. East and south is 2 pixels. So they're pausing to like buffer their movements. So they're only moving 1 or 2 pixels exactly. So you're both right. You're sort of right, because sometimes you move 2 pixels.
Right, and that gives them exactly the location they need to be at.
Some runners do it bufferless. It's technically faster. It's not recommended unless you're very good. You need to learn how to claw your 360 controller. Because that shouldn't be that hard to hit save and quit that often. I very commonly move my hand from like normal position to claw, because in Link to the Past, claw is quite easy. Because there's no L, you don't have to hit R. So doing claw is significantly easier. So I need to actually learn how to play Link to the Past with my without holding the controller in my right hand, like properly. If you want to get really good at Link to the Past, forget that the top part of your controller exists. That's the best way. Hello, Willard J. Bradley. Is Pika Lagan? No. Wait, yes? Maybe.
Less than before. But still, yes.
Play Link to the Past with a fight stick. It's technically, that actually probably would work okay, honestly. Now, it's pretty easy to micro movement with fight sticks. Bumper Cave. I saw somebody beat Zelda 2 on a DDR pad.
That seems excessive.
It's pretty entertaining, though.
Alright, so Pikapals is going to head into Hyrule Castle here.
Use tilt controls. Isn't that what every Link to the Past speedrunner does? Joke on tilting. Go ahead.
Oh, just me on a bad day tilting, but I'm curious what Pikapals is going to come up with.
Wait, where did the fireball go on Andy's screen? What? Am I the only one who saw the fireball shoot out and then disappear?
I think if you take the mask off when there's a live fireball, they just disappear.
Oh, because too many pixels. Okay. Never seen that before. Fireball did go poof, though.
Yeah, that's a very, very fast way of taking off the helmet.
Oh, Fire Rod! Fire Rod was in Hyrule!
There it is. I think that's go mode for Pika.
Yeah, Pika's, well, he doesn't know yet. We'll see what's in Stallwoods.
That's right. He may end up needing to come back here and do Aghanim's cave. Or sorry, Aghanim's tower.
You're not wrong.
I mean, for a very, very loose definition of cave.
He is in a cave somewhere.
But yeah, this will let him check out Skull Woods. This will let him get through Ice Palace very easily.
Pika is ahead in everything because of one decision. And that, I think it's just Andy doesn't have the knowledge. I don't think he knows.
Maybe he isn't aware.
Yeah, I don't think he's aware.
There's a lot of very strange things you can do in randomized or entrance shuffle that you can't normally.
It can be required to do Skull Woods without Fire Rod in entrance shuffler. I think. Wait, no, it's not. No, because the logic still doesn't want you to bomb jump. I think. Somebody should confirm that. I don't know.
Yeah, they were both technically sequence breaking by killing Mothula earlier, but it's such a small sequence break it won't matter.
Okay, I wasn't sure on that. I wasn't sure if it made me realize that bomb jump probably still isn't needed by the logic.
We do know where the Quake Medallion that opens Misery Mire is. It's underneath the Lumberjack's tree. So that does require killing Aghanim.
Now, here's the
lack
question.
Of knowledge that hurts.
Is it? Do you think it was? His bomb missed. Do you think it was still the right decision? Oh, he just hit the switch. That was weird.
To back out there, I think it was. Because I think if he needs to go back up there, if he needs to go back up there, he'll go up there.
Oh, okay.
But you don't want to be clearing that tower, which takes several minutes, unless you know you have to.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And he's in a good spot right now to not have to do that, potentially, so...
Oh, I hate ICBGA. I need to learn how to do it. I need to learn, what it looks like better. And I even use Minish Cap, it's not like I use some weird sprite, although sometimes I use Cat Boo. Because Cat Boo is adorable.
Yeah. Pika's not necessarily in entirely Go mode, but because he at least knows where that Quake Medallion is, knows what he has to get it, he can run this dungeon like he's in Go mode.
Yeah, which is fast. And Swamp will also be very fast. If you've never seen Go mode Swamp in Randomizer, it's hope that's not your favorite dungeon. Just gonna say that. Oh, whose voice is new? Hi, Willard. I'm Zelnus.
I'm Phylian.
Ursula's the quiet one who presses buttons.
Ursula's doing a fantastic job. I want to thank her. Yep. She's been feeding me a few notes, making sure my logic's sane all the way through.
I just win this.
And she's also been clicking on buttons diligently and keeping those sprites updated at the top.
If my mic sounds bad at any point, I don't know because I don't listen to my own mic because I'm weird like that. It's because I have a fan put in my face. It's really hot in my house right now. So I don't know if that's being picked up by the mic at all. Please do let me know if my mic is weird. I like to know these things. I just don't like to listen to my own mic. So that would require listening to my own voice, and I'm one of those people who can't do that.
My own voice frightens me. It keeps me up at night. So it looks like Andy might have forgotten briefly where the Smith location is. He's certainly dragging this guy around in an uncertain manner.
I don't remember. Thanks, Flexoro. Fun fact, whenever I hear people complaining that it's hard to find good mics, I just tell them to go to Staples and buy the Staples mic, because that's what I use. It's not bad, and if you get... Seriously, here's the trick. Here's the trick. Get a good sound card. Get an external sound card for like $25. That is more important than any mic you will ever purchase.
Oh, looks like Andy remembers where Sahasrahla is now. He was just checking a couple of things along the way.
So what? I assume that...
The Smith is at Sahasrahla.
Okay, this is the moment of truth. And it is Swamp. So we are... It's go. We're go. Right? Yeah.
No, still not necessarily.
Wait, then where the hell is...
Because we haven't seen the Tower of Hera, and the Tower of Hera can be hiding out in Misery Mire.
Oh yeah, right.
Or it can be hiding in Ganon's Tower.
Right.
Now, Pikapals is going to have to make the trip up the mountain either way to find that out.
Oh, you're right.
So not doing Aghanim yet is kind of paying off for him, or it's not hurting him.
Yeah, because he has to go to Dark World anyway.
Yeah.
It all depends on where Ganon's Tower is. You're right. But he can do these dungeons in Go mode, so he is in Go mode. It just depends on what order of Go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in Go mode. He's moving very fast through this game.
This dungeon
there's a bit of uncertainty, but it won't really slow him down.
This dungeon is literally like... Yeah, unfortunately, this... Holy crap! This is a fast randomizer run!
Looking at the clock, this is very quick.
Holy... Okay, so for people who don't know, the average finish time for Entrance Randomizer is actually closer to, like, 2 hours. For the average. Or no, for, like, the low end. The average is actually probably, like, 220, 230.
We've seen most races over 2 hours, many taking 2:30, even close to 3.
Some people, a lot of times because people can lose track of the seed, it's really underestimating how much your mind kind of wanders while playing Entrance Randomizer, keeping all this information. And if you kind of get into too much of a rhythm looking at locations, you may forget things you can do, which is, I think, what has happened to Andy. He's going to be very confused when Pikapals finishes in possibly 20 minutes. Yeah. Possibly less.
To answer a question from chat, what's a Go mode? That's a fantastic question that's not obvious if you haven't been playing randomizer.
Oh yeah, true. Apologies.
Go mode is when you know where everything is for what you need. So you can go straight to the end of the game, not having to check every chest in the hopes that there's an item there.
Andy forgot that he can't enter...
Did he do? He did all of the swamps backwards.
He did.
So yeah, things like the key in Ganon's Tower you still have to look for. So you don't know every single thing, but you have all the major progression items that you'll need to get through to the end.
Go mode means that dungeons can be done significantly faster when you don't have to look for every chest. So Go mode means that when you are in a dungeon, you are only looking for the bid key. You will be doing, at the moment you find the bid key, you will be going straight to the boss. And in some dungeons, like Swamp, the bid key is not required to beat the dungeon. So you literally bypass everything except for the small keys required. Which there are 2 guaranteed keys. You do not need to check any other chest. Or there are 3.
Pikapals has beaten the Swamp Palace already, and without Go mode, he'd still be checking a number of chests, wandering around, hoping he finds something
check
useful.
The entirety of Swamp. It takes about 8 to 9 minutes to Go mode Swamp Palace. It takes about 2, depending on your execution.
So for those that haven't been here for the full 90 minutes of the race so far, the big thing that kind of set Andy behind at the start, or not the start, but 40 minutes in, is he didn't take the mirror to get into the back entrance of Turtle Rock. And hiding back there were both the Ether Medallion and the Flute, which are ending up required.
So what he has to do is he has to go to Dark Palace, Dark Pyramid. He has to go from there, mirror to the top part of Ganon's Tower, then go to the Laser Bridge, which contains 4 chests. And in this seed, you can get to Laser Bridge from the right side of Hyrule Tower. You get to the back entrance of the dungeon to where Trinets is, which is the Laser Bridge plus the Helmasaur Bridge plus Trinets room.
So Pikapals is going to go into Ganon's Tower here.
So there are also 2 ways to randomize this. There's a standalone client as well as the VT Randomizer website. VT Randomizer website is obviously easier to use. It's essentially the same thing, except for it's a little bit easier because Ganon's Tower isn't shuffled. So it's a little bit more simple. Once you get into entrance randomizer, you can always ask for the other tracker. There's basically 2 entrance randomizers. One just has less options.
So Pikapals just made it into Ganon's tower and found the level 4 sword right off the bat, which is not required at this point, but is going to make his ascent of the tower even faster than it was going to be.
Yeah, this is good because this means he does not have to get ether. Myers not required. Andy is doing Total Rock, but the full dungeon is not.
He's going to be doing it not the fast way here.
Yeah, he's going to be checking every chest, and he is going to, in post-game interview, he is going to kick himself when we tell him. Also, I recently learned how to do that room the fast way. Just put in the block. Oh, he got the key, so he's going to save it quick. Oh,
I think he found out he was key locked.
So now he is confused because he doesn't know how to do it, I think.
Yeah, because he didn't have another small key there, he can't get further into the dungeon.
This is another thing. Turtle Rock is very, very weird in Entrance Shuffler. There are 3 entrances to Turtle Rock. There are 3 entrances to Hyrule Castle. There are 3 entrances to Desert, so those dungeons are shuffled. Their entrances are also shuffled. And so you can get really weirdly key locked.
And yeah, that's what's happened to him, so he's not going to be able to get...
Oh, people are saying that this could be, if the bid key is found fast enough, this could be a tournament PB? Or a tournament world record?
It's very possible that we'll end up with
this bid key is trolling. It's going to be on right side, I bet. Aw,
it's hiding away, yeah.
Don't be in Ice Armos room. Bob, save us. Everybody, give praise to Bob. Oh, we totally forgot to play the game. People spam numbers, I guess.
That's the most interesting invocation of that minigame I've ever heard.
What?
People spam numbers, I guess.
Oh. That's what it looks like to me. Praise Bob.
I mean, it's a very silly game, and that's an appropriate induction for it.
I'm not all up in the memes. I only started watching this tournament because I realized Ben was going to win, and I liked Ben. It's the only reason I got into randomizer. Also, we have Mirror Shield, so say bye to Link's face. Hey, I was right. Ice Armos room. I win
There's
the
big
game.
key.
I win the game. Also, I'm a mod, so I told you to spam numbers. It's not even going to get banned for it, unless Willard becomes a jerk. Hey! Oh, you're not doing... People need to learn how to do the cool way to do this room. You know where you like hold out your swords, like the mimics move around but they don't change?
Alright, so Andy's trying to pull off that bomb jump, and I expect he'll get it quite soon. But if he doesn't go for the full, or the quick beat of Ice Palace, and he opts to check every chest, that's going to slow him down a bit more. And for those who haven't seen it before, you'll be able to see the difference between go mode and non-go mode for this dungeon. And because he doesn't have the fire rod, and he's having to use the slow way of using the Bombos medallion to kill all these ice enemies.
Oh, Bob. Oh, yeah, just for people who don't know what Bob is, it's a meme in randomizer only because for some reason that one, if you do not bonk the item off of the lamp in that room, the sprite of that guy gets messed up, so we call him Bob. And if you kill that one, the other guy becomes Bob. I don't know who made up the name Bob for him, but...
It does just seem like a Bob kind of sprite. But
poor guy, though.
It's a bug exclusive to randomizer, and my understanding is it's not something they'll be fixing because the chat tends to love seeing that.
Also, why would they fix it? There's nothing wrong with Bob.
I mean, it's purely a cosmetic thing.
Yeah, it's literally just messed up. Like, it seems that anti-fairy sprites are affected by multiple things because you can cause them to be transparent if there's transparent sprites in the room.
Yeah, they are a bit weird. It's one of those other glitches that just shows up because the original devs used so many shortcuts to get this whole game on one cartridge. This game, Jesus. There's some black magic involved. This game and Pokemon are essentially black magic. Same with Earthbound, actually. Earthbound, Link to the Past, and Pokemon were essentially made via black magic. Pokemon Gold, especially, to get both Kanto and Johto on, like, they are the same light. Go look up, like, some of the stuff that's being released about the program in there. It is wow. Alright, so Pikapals did take a fall to Moldorm, and at this point it looks like he's not going to beat the world record, but he's still
why not?
Definitely on track for the tournament record.
Oh yeah, world record was gone. I think world record was gone the moment that it wasn't in Rando Room.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it needed to be in like Rando Room or earlier. I kind of lost that. The tournament record is, as long as he doesn't just completely...
So let's see how well Pikapals does
with
this fight.
We're
not going to see. Oh no!
There are too many frames in this fight.
Too many or not enough, depending on the way you look at it. He's not happy about it either, though.
I think Dynam keeps not throwing his balls, it looks like, but that might just be...
That might just be the frames we're getting dropped.
Yeah. I think I want to say he's on... Yeah, there it is.
So Andy
can still do it.
Andy never did get that second sword upgrade, so he's still coming at this with Master Sword.
Well, this is an awful fight with Master Sword.
I mean, it's still a doable fight, but it's not one you want to be doing.
If he is really good
if you
at
can
hammer,
avoid it.
Really good at hammer would make this fight a lot easier. There it goes. I would be trying to spin these guys way more than he is, but, you know, teach their own. Having slower movement in this fight is little bad. Oh, he's grabbing the fairy.
Yeah, he's going to need more than just 2 hearts to take on Ganon.
Yeah, especially if he wants to do it fast. Where's he going? What are you doing, buddy? Oh. No, Pika, you're ruining world... If you get world record... I swear to yeah. That's not where Potion Shop is. Where are you going, buddy?
Isn't this where Ganon is?
Oh! Oh, right. Ganon isn't in the same spot.
Oh.
Ignore me, guys.
Under the Sanctuary.
It's fine. It's fine. I forgot that Ganon isn't in the normal spot. Where? No. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he just got confused about where the entrance was.
Okay, guys, I forgot where an entrance...
Oh, getting some prequel memes in the Ganon text, I see. But... yeah, let's switch the audio over to Pikapals for this big fight.
Ganon Tower music. There are 2 tracks in Link to the Past that are probably some of the best tracks on the entire SNES. And that it would be Ganon's Tower and then Bunny Dark World. And if you deny that Bunny Dark World is not the best, like, song in this game, then you need to go back and rethink your life.
Alright, so Andy is at the pyramid area.
Do you know? Please, Mir.
Andy,
Andy,
I
please.
think you might do it here.
Yeah, we got it. Hey, that fairy was clutch.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go into the back of Turtle Rock now.
Oh god, we can't see anything. Please don't die while we can't see. If you're gonna die, at least do it when we can see.
I think he'll make it through this.
Yeah. Yay!
And there we are.
Oh, and Andy has realized his mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see Pikapals has done the done, and Andy's aware
Andy's like,
now that he missed this.
Here's the flute.
But that is a win for Pikapals with a time of 1:45.38 officially.
World tournament record.
Tournament record, yeah. Congratulations to Pikapals for this. We'll see where Andy routes himself to next at this point. And I'll check with Pikapals and see if he wants to hop in here to chat about that.
Oh, I don't see him in the Discord. Does he have a weird name in the Discord? Oh, I'm in the wrong channel.
Not to worry. Pikapals,
congratulations on the tournament record.
Hey, thanks.
You do know that you beat the tournament record, right?
Yeah, 145
minutes.
is insane.
Your chat is saying you're only like 3 minutes off world race record for this.
Is it?
Yeah,
Last I
it's
saw
142.
Dang.
You should be able to dot if you did dot world record .wr in SRL. You could see it.
I think the goal's still screwed up right now, so it won't show it. But yeah, last time I saw the world record for race, it was like 145.50 or something. So
I think somebody said it was like 142. Congratulations.
Either way, a very well run rate. Very well run.
This is not Andy Lasso. Or Andy Perfect.
I got some pretty insane luck, I think.
Well, no, it wasn't luck. It was so Andy never checked Turtle Rock until just now.
So I heard.
Yeah, you've had flute since like 40 minutes, and he's checked literally everywhere else. We're not sure if it's because he didn't know until just now, until he tried. But yeah, it turned out it's not only is it required to be able to enter those other dungeons, you can't, because you can get key locked from other parts of it. So, but that's like 4 chests that he just kind of ignored, and now he's at Meyer because he's assuming that with Ether, maybe, but Meyer doesn't have Ether.
Yeah, I narrowly dodged that Meyer troll. Thank you, Swamp, for being behind Skullwoods.
Right, yeah. Well, it could have still been required if Ganon's
still
Tower...
50-50.
If Ganon's Tower wasn't in Ganon's Tower, would have been a pedestal, but...
I would have been mildly upset if I had to do Aga 1 because Ganon's Tower was at...
if that had cost you the tournament record, I would be annoyed at that point, too.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Not having the Ganon's Tower being vanilla was nice, non-troll. Although obviously, I think Ganon's Tower being somewhere else is pretty hype. Because the multiple enters into Ganon's Tower is kind of the coolest thing about Entrance Randomizer. Like the routing involved to do parts of Ganon's Tower to get different items is kind of neat.
Yeah, I definitely prefer it when Ganon's Tower is somewhere not in Ganon's Tower. But
if I ever make a plan,
at that very moment.
So
if I ever make a Plando, it'll be involved with that, Ganon's Tower.
So you said that you thought it was just very good luck, and I thought you had very good routing. So what would you say was the luckiest thing you found in this race?
Probably hookshot. That hookshot, I was feeling iffy about Eastern the entire time going through it, and then Hookshot just dropping at the last moment was
that's
super good
listen,
for me.
he hasn't actually done EP, so he doesn't have Hookshot yet. So he's back in Turtle Rock
Oh,
right
geez.
now.
No, he has.
Oh,
Okay.
That's right. Okay, so we just don't have Eastern marked off, right? Okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. He's currently in Firebar Room if you're not watching.
The only thing Andy is still looking for at this point is the fire rod.
Which we all know where that is. We all know that it's not required. It didn't end up being required, right?
Oh
no, it was required.
Oh, no, yeah,
and he also just Andy
well.
just found the Ether medallion,
Also,
which now gets him into Turtle Rock or
Ether
Hyrule Castle, as you called it.
Ether was also kind of lucky because I was debating about going back that far, but figured it was probably the right call.
That was certainly something that paid off. Putting you that much closer to go mode at the start.
And Andy was probably confused up until you got done, which was at about the same time he picked up the ocarina, and he probably realized what had happened.
Yeah, he said after I finished that.
Oh, so I have a question. Were you avoiding Death Mountain for so long to prevent, neither of you even checked if you could go to Death Mountain before Flute? Because that's possible in Randomizer. Were you avoiding just sequence breaking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, both entrances to Death Mountain were blocked, right? Because it was bottom side of Spectacle, and then
neither of you even looked to see what the entrance was. So
I checked the entrance
about 40 minutes in. So because you had gloves for a very long time, and chat and myself were confused as to why you didn't go to.
I think Pikapals ducked his head in there and saw that it was the Moldorm path that would lead up, and so he said, I'll come back later.
He said, no, I can't do anything here, so...
You could have technically bomb jumped to the top of the mountain, but...
Not from Moldorm. From the Seven Chest Cave, I could.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not at the beginning.
Yeah, it took you guys a while. Chat was confused as to why you didn't even. It did take you guys longer than average to even go to that cave. But it took Andy even longer. You guys, your early route made it look like Andy was going to be ahead because Andy had better early route and he had better items for a long time. But then this happened. The ocarina is really what did it. You might think it was Hookshot, but it really was doing as much of Turtle Rock as you did, getting both Ether and whatever else you got.
Flip.
He's still a Master Sword, which I'm confused about. I guess both the sword upgrades are obviously Gold Sword, Dan's Tower, but where was the other one?
Ether or Bombo's tablet.
Oh, right. Okay. So he's
yeah,
you're right.
Your routing just took you by Bombo's tablet.
I think Andy might
Master
actually
Sword.
Andy might actually be avoiding it. He knows that there's a sword upgrade there, if I remember. He has actually checked Bombos with Book.
Yeah, I vaguely thought about doing it, but decided I could just route it in better later.
Bling, bling, bling. Locations, pre-boots, 103.
If only I sequence break.
Screen transition 753. Man, ever since V20 5.5 and 6, so what you're on, Lint's retirement fund at the end of the game is pretty high.
Yeah, that extra 300 adds up. So, Pikapals, you've just made it through the simple phase to the full entrance shuffle of the rando, or of the tournament. Yeah. Obviously, you don't have to give away your plans if you think it'll give you a disadvantage, but what are you planning on doing differently for the full shuffles? Have you thought that far ahead?
Barely. I haven't played much full shuffle, but I hear Death Mountain's a cool place to head.
So
I hear there's lots of stuff there.
So full shuffle, long story short, it's also being named Death Mountain mode.
Well, I've heard.
Because all of the double entrances can lead to each other, so you could enter Lumberjack Cave and be spit out at Spectacle Rock. and then go back through, and then you're back at Lumberjack Cave. It's madness where you enter Lumberjack Cave, exit the same door of Lumberjack Cave, and get spit out over at Swamp Palace. So, also the dungeons are swapped as well with all the 2 entrances. It sounds more complicated, I think, than it is. If you have notes, if you're a bad note taker, then you're gonna have some bad time. But is there any more even round 2s? Are we on to full? Let's see. Bracket.
I think we were the last round 2 winners. I think there's at least one more losers.
Round 3. Nope. Oh no, yeah, you're right. There are a few round 2 losers because that's how this works. 'Cause Andy would obviously have to be in round 2 losers. So there are 3 more matches in losers. The way the bracket works out, Edge Figaro got a very... Oh no, never mind. I had it scrolled down wrong. There are 4. So there are 4 more losers round. But as of right now, we are on to full.
Yeah, and the matchups for both these runners are going to be Pikapals versus Dragon C0 and Andy versus I Am the Schwartz. Those matches aren't scheduled yet, so don't go looking for them on a schedule written down anywhere. The runners are going to work that out between themselves.
Yeah, and Gem versus Fur Anime, which is going to be a good match. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, that should be great.
Like, look out for that. That's probably going to be that's probably the best match coming up, is when that gets scheduled. That's a pretty hype game. But our next match won't be until tomorrow. We've got a double header, but one may be not restreamed. There is Vastos versus Tojo, which is on Speed Demon 2 at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and Korek versus Treble, which will be at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
That's not tomorrow. That will be on Sunday.
That got moved?
No, I think it was always Sunday.
Oh, it was Sunday. You're right. Restream just may not be... It looks like they're at the same time. Okay, Restream may not be available.
They both start with S. They look pretty much the same.
And then you can obviously see all the turns. So, I think he should be on the right track now, right? Oh no, he's doing Ganon. Or he's doing Adonam. He is not on the right track.
Oh no. And he always falls for the Aghanim baits.
Yeah, he did get the Fire Rod, but I think he's still worried that he might have to go into the Mire area.
Yeah.
I mean, I sure was, so I don't blame him.
Your route-in just was really nice in that you could, if it was a troll, then you could just, if it was Ganon's tower there, you could just walk over there, right? So
that was pretty much the plan. But yeah, I really liked the early game routing because you got Mirror and Dark World access super early, so you get to do all these cool Mirror checks.
Yeah, the Mirror in Dark World was like, I always liked early Mirror with Dark World access. It really makes the early game a lot nicer. It's a little bit more boring. I think so at one point people are mentioning that it felt like the entrance shuffler was less hype, and I think that's just because if this specific set of items happened in normal shuffler, you would be saying the exact same thing, because it would just be an overworld check for like 30-40 minutes. And that's kind of what happened in this. You guys had so many good items to explore the overworld, why wouldn't you? Especially in entrance. So you weren't doing dungeons for a long time. Also, no early Ganon's Tower. That's usually where the hype comes in, is like early Ganon's and doing like as much of Ganon's as often as possible.
Yeah, I kept trying to route in dungeons, but the overworld was just so tempting.
The overworld was really tempting on yours. And you weren't getting trolled with like some good stuff in like the Death Mountain or the like you weren't like most of the stuff was in the bottom part of the world. Except for Hookshot Cave and 7 Chest Cave.
Did 7 Chest Cave even have anything?
No, but
not particularly.
Just a bunch of hearts.
But it existing on Death Mountain means that there's a concentration of items up there.
Yeah, that's also part of why I didn't bother sequence breaking up to Death Mountain, because I knew I couldn't do Hookshot Cave, so there was only like 4 items I could maybe get up there. So I figured I'd just go look for the flute and get up.
I've actually started to incorporate that as well, where I avoid Death Mountain, or I avoid the Death Mountain trap without having hook shot or mirror, like without having like access to Hera, at least.
Yeah, I think it's fine as long as you still have 7 chest caves to look for. But
yeah, well, I mean, but that needs hook shot or mirror and hammer. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying is if I don't have access to those areas. If I don't have access to East Death Mountain, I don't want to go up to East Death Mountain. I don't want to go up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, that's usually true in normal shuffle. In this shuffle, it doesn't matter as much since you probably have access.
Yeah, you probably have access to everything. It's very rare that you won't have access to East. Or to Hera, for that matter. Or Hera's a little harder. You need Hammer, usually, to have good access to Hera. It looks like that's what's going to happen. So Andy is in the swamp, by the way. Unfortunately.
No, he's supposed to be here. He's in swamp.
He's in swamp is good. Oh yeah, he's in no mode.
You're right. He's going to do it the fast way. He'll be out of here pretty quickly.
I'm forgetting what are crystals.
I don't think he even went to pick up that Quake pendant until he knows he needs it.
He will not have the Master Sword Ganon. He will find Tempered Sword in the in Ganon's tower. It's like the second chest.
Yeah, that'll be pretty hard to miss. Maybe if he tried, he could miss it. But...
If he forgot to go left side, yes, or if he forgot to check right side chests first, he would miss it. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, and I want to point out to everyone watching that Andy's still doing quite well for Entrance Shuffle.
Oh yeah, this is
being in go mode at 2 hours. There is a big disparity because Pikapals just had a killer race here.
Yeah, this is like saying, oh man, that guy who only gets like a 52 or a 53 and 70 star so bad compared to the guys who get 49s. Like it's kind of that, to put it into terms for normal runs. This is Pikapals' run is a top. This is like one of the best This is one of the best Entrance Shuffler runs that exist for like route-in, and there was lots of good execution, lots of amazing like route-in decisions.
Or as he puts it, a lot of luck.
I hate calling it luck. Everybody has the same seed. There's not as much luck in randomizer as people want to say. There's a lot of salt, and not as much luck, in my opinion. Because if it was like everyone got different seeds, but
I feel like this could easily have been like a 150, 155 seed if you didn't check the right places at the right times. But well, yeah,
that's what we're seeing Andy doing. But
yeah, pretty much.
But that's routed. That's a skill. Routing is a skill. You routed. He made routing mistakes straight up by not checking the Turtle Rock entrances when he had mirror. He was there. He was on pyramid at one point and did not mirror.
That's sometimes stuff like that happens.
That's not luck, though. So
other times it's just your routing doesn't work with the seed, and that's more luck.
That is somewhat luck.
If you had good luck, if you had good routing, then his routing just.
I think that is one. If your routing hits the most chests per minute, which is harder to do in Entrance Shuffler, by the way, in normal shuffler, if you hit the most chests per minute, you're probably fine. Your routing's probably fine. You might lose a few races because the seed doesn't cooperate like that, but like somebody making some higher variance plays might win. But I think otherwise you're fine. Where is Andy going now? I'm confused. Does he not know he can flute in here? Because I didn't know that for a long time. I'll admit.
There we go. There's a flute.
Yeah, you can flute in here. I didn't know that for the longest time.
So we'll see if he goes straight. Looks like he's going straight to Ganon.
He's thinking. Okay, how does spin speed work? How do you get spin speed? Somebody tell me. I don't know.
You have to press the A button like one frame after you release a sword spin.
It's a frame after. Okay.
Yes, it's not same frame like hook dashing is.
Oh, I've been trying to hook dash with spinning. There we go. Hey, that's how I did it that one time. 'Cause one time I got it without knowing how I got it, and I was like, "What?" Now I know.
Usually people have a nice little
Oh, Dead Rock.
gesture they do for it. Oh, Dead Rock's always great. You know,
Is he gonna
everyone's
powder
favorite
it?
enemy.
I thought he was gonna powder it as like payback. You know, like for these things, sometimes I'll ask the things like I could just Google, but you know what? I'm on commentary. That's when I ask runners. It's not that big of a time loss that I haven't known spin speed till now. And that still only works on ladders, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
what is he doing? Oh no, he's doing it right.
You can activate it anywhere, but it won't make you go fast until you touch a ladder, so no point otherwise.
Alright, Andy's entering Ganon's tower at this point. Does anyone want to guess at what chest he will find the big key?
Oh yeah, go ahead, guess.
Since we forgot to do this earlier, it seems even worse to do it now.
Spam numbers. I realized what halfway through, so I just went, okay guys, time to play the game where chat spams numbers.
So good news for him is he at least got that tempered sword.
Well, at least it was a guess whether or not Jan's tower would even be there.
That's true. I guess I got kind of hyped because you found tempered right away. I'm like, yay, he's in. Wait a second, or I guess you found golden, but I like the chat is now just spamming not good enough.
I'm pretty sure it'll be in chest 81. I'm liking that one.
He leaves Ganon's tower, goes finds items that don't exist, comes back to Ganon's tower. Also, he still is a green mail because his routing did not lead him to empty the swamp first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
You're pretty happy about that.
I was more mildly upset that it was right there. I could have used that, like.
Yeah.
That would have saved you the death.
You were like, swing. I was like, oh, poor him.
I could have used that. Maybe I wouldn't have died to a random grasshopper in the face.
Is that what those are? They're like mutant grasshoppers?
That's what they look like to me. So that's what I'm going with.
I just call them buds. I'm uninventive. I called Lionel's Sphinx Thins, and when I asked what they were, the Link to the Past randomizer, or the Link to the Past Discord was like, what are you talking about? I was like, the Thins on Death Mountain. Oh, Lionel's? Yes. I was just curious if they were killable. They are. They are. It's just not worth it. Ever.
Yeah, they technically are. I think I killed one once.
They also don't take damage from anything less than golden swords, so...
I think it's tempered. I think
is it tempered?
Damage with tempered.
I swear I've swung through them with tempered, but maybe it was like, maybe I poked them instead.
Might have been.
Yeah, don't fight Lionels. It's not worth it.
If you have a gold sword, they die in, I think, 2 hits. That's pretty nice.
Oh, is it that fast? Oh, that's not too bad. I've never seen one die, though, so...
I think I occasionally kill one just for vengeance. Only when I have gold sword, but you know, they deserve it.
Go away, Lionels. You've killed me on the bridge at least once, probably. Bob! Everyone say out of Bob. Okay, so I'm easily amused, and one of my favorite things in randomizer is hearing that doot when that glitches. Am I the only one who sees that, who hears that and like kind of giggles, especially when it's nothing?
I have not heard it myself, or at least
You
not
just
picked
heard
up on
it.
it.
He just did.
I haven't picked up.
Sometimes, if you pick up a chest at the same time that like some other reward sound happens, the chest just goes doot 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 doot. I've also heard doot doot, just like really sad doot doot. Am I the only one who gets this? No one in chat is confirming that this.
I'm sorry to say it's looking that way.
I might be going insane. Yeah, other people heard it. I get easily amused by it.
Yes, Dracos, it was in fact the 16th chest. Or, sorry, the 17th chest. I jokingly asked that question of what chest would it be in, just because we had seen it already.
This is my first time listening to it, and it's hilarious. Good. I'm glad I'm not alone. It's never happened where a good item was in the chest where I get that sound cue. It happens most for me in like Moldorm Cave or like no, not Moldorm Cave, Seven Chest Cave, because when you kill an enemy and like that unlocks the room at the same time as pick up a chest, it seems to bug out the sound. Andy's doing a pretty good job in Jan's Tower though. He's a little low on health, so hopefully he remembers to get the fairy. Does he need Swamp Palace still? No, he does not.
Andy's a pretty accomplished runner at this game. I don't think the health is going to give him a problem.
I don't know. I don't know people.
At least he's good enough that I'm not worried for his safety.
Is he? He made top 16 of the standard tournament, and he in fact played against me and lost in the top 16 of the standard tournament.
Oh, he's probably pissed then.
Well, you didn't knock him out of the tournament this time.
Yeah, that's true. It was nicer this time. But it's okay. He'll just go beat me at Mystery Tournament, so it's fine.
That's true. Andy's really good at Mystery Tournament. Hey, is that starting soon? Is that started and I missed it?
It's starting on August 25th, and registration closes tomorrow.
Oh, I should submit something.
You should probably submit something if you haven't yet.
I don't have a game, though. I ran out of good games. People did not like the last game I submitted. Turns out, don't submit JRPGs. People get mad at you and send you really mad messages.
JRPGs are hard to blind race because the first 45 minutes are too much text.
It was only, I checked, it was only 4 minutes of unskippable text, okay? There was some fighting in there too. Look, Shining Force is a good game and people don't play it enough.
This is probably true.
Or no, Shining Force, sorry. It wasn't Shining Force. That would be rude. Given an SRPG and Mystery Tournament would be rude. I gave an action RPG spin-off.
One of my favorite things about this randomizer ROM hack is that they remove all those text boxes, so I can see why there'd be low tolerance for even 4 minutes of unskippable text.
Look, it's good text. FF1 PSP was a fun tournament. It wasn't the full game. It was literally just the first dungeon. It's an action RPG. It wasn't that bad once you get started. I even gave a hint as to what was broken. I even put in the notes, use a spear. Just trust me. It was like, use a spear, level up your spear, go. It wasn't that mean.
Alright, I'm looking forward to this Andy fight, because we will be able to see it.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good point. We can see your fight. That was less hype.
We saw the exciting parts of your run, though, so don't feel too bad, Pikapals.
Oh, good. This fight was terrible anyway. Don't watch it.
I mean, there was a lot of times where it didn't look like Adnam shot something. And then you got mad, so I was convinced that he did it.
Happened twice.
Oh, he didn't actually shoot something. Okay. Hey, look, guys, I'm not as dumb as I sound. I actually get things right sometimes.
Yeah, if you knock him into the north wall far enough, he won't shoot something. And I managed to pull that off twice in a row.
FF1 PSB. See, now you're reminding me that I have to work on FF1 PSB for submissions again.
That's actually an interesting thing to learn about that again in fight.
Yep, I didn't know that you could do that. He is remembering that he can just save and quit to Sanctuary. Still find it weird that Sanctuary's inside is like the same. I don't know. It spits you out different. It's weird to me.
They really liked that tree. They wanted to make it a nice looking tree.
They even have a sewer system. It's weird. They're in a tree. Just go outside and poop.
You know.
I've chosen not to be disturbed by it, mainly because that one cave on Death Mountain Eastern doesn't make sense in the normal game, so why do any of the caves need to make sense?
I mean, you can walk through Turtle Rock and exit out of the tree, so...
Holy crap, you're right. This is really strange. Okay, I need to learn how to do this really cool way to fight Ganon here. I don't know what's going on when they do this, but it looks cool.
Yeah, I also need to learn the Tempered Sword Ganon.
I just mean the like the charge. You mean? That was so cool.
Yeah, the try and spin. I have no
That's
idea
a very
how to do
effective
it.
charge.
That he like one phase. Like that's not even doable. That's not even possible without that trick. It's so cool to
Pretty
watch.
much.
Like you can't one phase him without like him being in the top right corner if you don't know that trick. It looks so cool. He's gonna get Torchlit. Nope. Torchlit is harder. Oh, this actually worked out.
That was a very strong.
Wow, the not getting Torchlit actually worked out for him because it revealed Ganon in a way that let him kill. Wow, that was
Let
really
him
good.
kill. Let him get the double hit 2 in a row. That was very quick.
Wow, that was a good fight. If you had that fight,
so-
you would have had world record, Kappa. Nonsense.
Almost.
Exactly.
So Andy has finished with an official time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, 14 seconds, which is still not a terrible time for this race. Pikapals, again, having the best race we've seen of this tournament so far. And take that for what you will, because, of course, each race is different.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
2:17 is still a
Both
pretty
runners
solid time.
finished one. That's a good sign. By the way, of a good seed. Both runners finished without a huge disparity, and yes, 30 minutes isn't that big, honestly.
All right, looks like Andy wants to chat as well, so I'm going to bring him in here.
Yep. Hey, Andy.
Hi.
How was that flute?
Oh, it's very, very music. I felt like I was doing really well, and then I forgot about Backward Turtle Rock, and then logic breaking.
That's an accurate assessment.
Okay, you forgot. Okay, good. Okay. We were wondering if you had not known, or just completely skipped your mind, or were skipping it on purpose.
I don't do entrance randoms nearly as much as I probably should, and it clicked when I was doing other dungeons, was thinking about. I was like, what am I missing? I knew the dungeon I was doing wasn't going to give me anything really useful, but I was just doing it as filler while trying to think.
Was it the moment that you couldn't finish the first part that you're like, oh right, mirror? Because you did that one part, got to change Hump Room, and was like, oh.
Yeah, it kind of clicked, and I'm like, oh no.
And then everything was there, obviously. I think it was really funny that he done the moment you went into go mode, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Killed the wizard.
Yeah.
The wizard deserved it.
Wasn't kind of a jerk.
Like I said, I felt like I was doing really well, and then I was had the brain fart to end all brain farts, and then went on a logic breaking adventure.
Well, went on a logic breaking adventure. That's accurate, actually.
I kind of took the logic and snapped it over my knee, and it snapped really hard back.
It worked for a bit.
Yeah, until the point where you had been at Pyramid and then didn't do Turtle Rock that was pretty much the moment you lost.
Pretty much.
Because you would have been ahead with that flute, I think. I think at that time you would have been ahead if you had that flute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only reason I remembered to do Backdoor Turtle Rock immediately was because I forgot to do it in my first race when I could have done it.
Go
Oh,
figure.
It didn't hurt me in that race, fortunately.
obviously not, because you're still in winners, but you know.
Yeah.
I'll claw my way back and remember about Turtle Rock.
You'll have to remember about Turtle Rock and many other things if you win your next match.
I'll be fine. It was just a logic slip.
Yeah, pretty much. It was, I don't need... Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you both logic broke Stallwoods, but there was nothing there to continue breaking logic.
I mean, who really expects there to be no way up Death Mountain?
Well, I knew the flute was what you wanted to get up there. Once I saw the cave that was on the top side.
Yeah. Like, that was interesting. Like, no way at all, including using mirror to get to the top of that. That was very interesting.
That's when I knew. It's like, I know I need flute normally to get up here, so I know I'm breaking the logic, but at the same time, I don't know what to do right now. So I'm gonna go up here.
And it was possible flute wasn't required, technically.
I can't really see any possibility of that because there's 3 dungeons up there.
Well, no, I'm saying that with the bomb jump, you could have, like, sequence broke in such a way that you didn't need it, but you needed ether. So
Does the logic really allow for the bomb jump? I don't think it does.
no,
The
it
logic
does.
does not expect one. No.
It does not. It's about the bomb jump, but the seed I think was finishable without flute. It was just slow.
Yeah,
required bomb
it was
jump.
doable without. It was definitely doable without the flute, but it was going to be slow. You're right.
Because I don't remember anything being in my area.
There's nothing in Mire.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
it didn't
was
matter
the ether that
Because
mattered.
you needed ether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You needed ether, which was deeper in anyway. So. But
I was really disappointed when I went through when I grabbed the first 4 chests of Turtle Rock and the left. It came I was like, oh man, ether's in Turtle Rock. When I saw the Quake on Mire.
Yeah.
I was like,
now, question: both runners, or to Andy actually more. If you had gotten, if ether and flute were switched, would you have continued in Turtle Rock to find flute,
well,
or
at
would
that
you
point,
have just
definitely.
kept bomb jumping?
At that point, definitely. So
Yeah.
I felt like Mire was important, and then it ended up not being important. But
Fair enough. Can we get 10 more races tonight? No. No, but if you want, there's always races going on SRL, and you can always go to speedrunslive.com/races, and it will give you an entire listing of what races are currently active. So you can always watch tournament-esque stuff just without the commentary and the dual screens. And
I think I raced a seed last night that completely melted my brain.
was it? Wait, were you in that one?
The 26-person one, yeah.
Oh
It was-
God, no, never
I got
again.
second.
Oh, that seed was
That
Bad.
was legendary.
that seed was.
I feel
Oh.
like I wasn't in that one, I know, but it might have been too late for me.
You
It was
don't.
a special seed.
That seed is special.
It's okay. I had a special seat of my own with Hammer on pedestal last night.
All right, I think the
did.
seed last night defeats that seed by a lot.
Quite possibly.
It was
No one
boots,
finished under 2 hours.
boots on pedestal with something being boots locked.
Yep, and the other thing was
That reminds me of that.
the meter was in Fat Fairy too.
Oh yeah.
Meter was in Fat Fairy. Bo was boots locked. Oh my god. It was
That somewhat reminds me of one of the tourney races we had recently where Bo was in Pod, which was in Ganon's Tower, and Ganon was at the Lumberjack Tree.
nice.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah.
That tourney race was crazy.
That tourney race was weird.
Oh yeah, I also used the item switch quick swap exactly 0 times.
But yeah.
I kind of forgot it was on.
So we have the credits for Bo. So I think we should probably wrap it up soon. Make sure that you follow all the runners, the channel, Speed Gaming 2, because matches happen there. There's also tons of tournaments going on right now, and in the future, You can check those out. There are some tournaments whose signups are coming up shortly, so make sure that you check those out. I think the one that's closing soonest is Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX. I think that's about it. There's a YouTube channel with all of the runs that get posted as well. I don't think that gets mentioned nearly enough, but you can literally watch every race ever that's happened on this channel via the YouTube channel. Lots of volunteer work goes into that. Thank you to Ursula for the tracker. She is gone now, though. She's not going to suddenly say thanks. But yeah, thank you for the runners and everybody for watching. I think that there might still be Super Metroid, but that might be over as well. I have to check. There might be Super Metroid on Speed Gaming 2 that we'll go watch. Nope, everything is over. So come back tomorrow. Looks like things start at 1 p.m. Central Time, so 2 p.m. Eastern, with Link to the Past Entrance Shuffler on Speed Gaming 2, Super Metroid Randomizer on Speed Gaming 1, and that's pretty much all of what tomorrow is. It's randomizer, 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 randomizer. There is something on Sunday involving Ocarina of Time Beta Quest, and now I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Beta Quest is fun. But yeah, seriously, don't watch that. Just FYI, watch the Beta Quest. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Have a wonderful day, and then we can wrap this up.
Yeah, thank you to both the runners. Thanks to everyone for watching, and we will see you again soon. Good night.